Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Stewart here, Smart Business Moves. Got my partner, Liz. Hello, Liz.
Hello.
Special guest today, Alonzo Adams. Hey, Alonzo.
Hey, what's going on, Tom? What's going on, Liz? Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. This is a big show. We've have a lot of people who have been with Smart Business Moves over the months and who followed us along on our journey putting together the PHC program. A lot of people have enrolled and have taken it themselves and have, given it to their employees. And today we're going to explain to everybody how we're supersizing that investment, 10xing that investment. That training program is now officially recognized by ARCSI as a formal certification program, and we're going to be spending most of the next hour explaining with the whys and the hows and all the good things because of that. And Alonzo's going to lead us on that journey. Thank you, Alonzo.
Thank you. Well, I think the first thing, Tom, is let's go back, talk a little history here. How did you get involved with ARCSI? How did I get involved? We both came in when it was actually ARCP, Association of Residential Cleaning Professionals. So that was way back. So that was over a decade ago. Tom had less gray. I had a little bit more hair then. And so what we were actually looking for is putting together these minds of people that wanted to make this industry something more, something bigger. I know what I was looking for is that I saw BSCAI. When I first looked at this commercial and I was like, where is there something for residential? Is there an association for residential where we could actually get together, network, learn, get proper training and education? And there was nothing out there like that. So I got a postcard. So it was a postcard that the founder, Perry Phillips, sent out. It was for an event that was actually going to be down in Maryland. So I got in the car, went down there. I didn't know what to expect. And I went down and I met David Kaiser, which was our first president. And we actually met his wife, and it was a group of us, probably about maybe 30 people were there. And it was a pretty interesting group. And I liked what they were talking about. I liked where the mission was, where this was headed. So they let me know about an event that was going to happen in San Antonio. So this event was going to happen in San Antonio, which was going to be the first ELC, the Executive Leadership Conference. And that's when I first met you, Tom. I met you. And I met Debbie Cardone, and we met some other people, and it was at that time where you saw the minds, the vision of what this could really become, because there was nothing like this out there. There was no certification. You just went and you cleaned houses, and you were cleaning houses on the East Coast, the West Coast. You're just doing your own thing, man, in your own little world.
And the internet existed, but there was no social media. I mean, you didn't have groups where cleaning business owners could hang out. It was lonely. You thought you were the only person out there cleaning homes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it was just other people were struggling with what you were struggling with and dealing with those same obstacles. But then again, it was like, what can we make this thing more? Can we make this thing into something that could get respect? That people could look at us and say, these are true professionals that should get the same attention that other professionals should get in other industries. So when I got an opportunity, it was funny, Liz, how this went down. So here's like Tom Stewart, here's Dave Kaiser, and here's Perry Phillips. They're like, we want to meet with you. And so they have like this secret meeting, and they call me in. They go through this interview process to see where my mind's at, where my head's at. And they're like, how would you like to be a part of this and be on our council? Well, it wasn't a council then, it was an advisory board. Yeah. And so that's when they brought me in. They brought Debbie Cardone in, and I guess we brought in a couple other people, but that was the start of it. And like I said, I like where the vision was going. We had some big ideas and some big dreams, and now we're starting to fulfill some of those things. Over a decade later, the pieces are coming together now. And one of them, again, is the certification, which that was something that we talked about way back then, over a decade ago.
Yeah, the whole idea was to professionalize the residential cleaning industry. It was very fragmented. Arguably, it still is, less so now than it was then. I mean, back when we were doing this, and I guess we really had our first meetings to put ARCSI together like in 2003. And San Antonio, I'm guessing, was 2004, maybe 2005. You remember what year that was?
That was like 2004, maybe, if I'm correct.
Yeah, yeah.
I joined in 2005, and I just missed San Antonio.
Okay.
So that's right.
There were some stories from San Antonio that, well, we don't need to. I digress. But the point was, we wanted to professionalize the industry. We understood then that, if we could be recognized as a profession rather than just doing a chore that somebody else didn't want to do, that we could create more value, we could command higher fees, we could create better jobs, we could build better businesses, we could provide better service to our clients, we could create value for all stakeholders. And that was really the charge then, and that hasn't changed. And a cornerstone of that was training. That there is no profession. You can't have a profession unless you have standard, accepted, principles that people who work in that industry and who are professionals buy into. And we started, I guess, with the idea of the HCT program to do that. That was our first pass at that. And that was a heck of an effort. And that was probably a dozen more years ago. And we eventually found a partner in ARCSI that would work with us and allow us to get a consortium of business owners all over the country. And Liz, you were part of that, right?
Yep.
Where we developed questions that professional house cleaners should be able to answer. And the idea was to boil it down to 160 question test that had multiple choice answers. And the correct answer had to be third-party verified by some type of, academic piece or some other industry something, rather than it was more valid than just our opinion. That whole process took a few years. I mean, that wasn't fast. And once we got the test, then the next part was we needed to have a course to go with the test, and there's nobody else to do that. So I guess we got together with Bruce Vance and David and Derek Christian and Janice and Sarah Vance, and we hired some outside help, and we wrote a book, a manual to support the class. I thought I was done, and I was excited about that. And the thinking was at that time that ARCSI was going to take all that and run a school and make all that happen. And maybe we should ask more questions on the front end of that, because once we got to that point, it became evident that ARCSI really wasn't in a place to do that. So
no, we weren't. We weren't ready. We just
ready,
and we just didn't have the proper staff that could actually manage that and maintain it. So we had to pass on it, unfortunately.
It was really more an infrastructure problem. It was more than just the staff. It was, it was a combination. People also weren't ready. People didn't really believe that it was that important.
Right.
I mean, people now are in a different place than they were back then. People want education. People want training. They understand how important it is today. It is a different time.
And it has to be packaged right, Liz.
Oh, absolutely.
It definitely wasn't packaged right. I think now is the time and how we package this. And everyone has to see how it really benefits not only just the industry, but benefits their business and their staff as well. Because if we can communicate that correctly, then everyone can see the big picture and what's in it for them. And they become the stakeholders in this as well. Because this is about making an industry better. This is not taking the industry to the next level, advancing it. And that's where we couldn't communicate that correctly the way we needed to. But now there's so many different ways that we can communicate this. So many people we can reach, and we can reach even outside of our industries into other industries. But now is the time. This is the time, because when we're seeing what's taking place right now with COVID, and we saw how people were scrambling because they just weren't really sure what were the proper protocols as into cleaning. What was the right things that they should have in their training programs? What should they be actually communicating to their customers about what they actually do? Because it's almost like a secret. It's like, this is what we do, but we don't want our customers to really see how we do it. But we get the job done. So
because we don't want them to take our jobs from us. Right? We were not really seeing ourselves in the same light as professionals for many, many, many years.
Right.
Yeah.
And that will become a differentiator, because now when you look at a professional service, what did they do when COVID happened? What did they have in place? Where did they go for their training? Where did they go for their knowledge? You know, versus the mom pop shop. The mom pop shop was just, they were completely blindsided by all this, and they were scrambling trying to figure out things, where there were resources inside associations that are created that you could actually say, okay, these are the best practices that could make everyone feel safe. Because I'm telling you right now, there was members that we had in association that actually had other companies that had employees reporting them on the news, saying that they did not feel safe because they didn't have the proper training or know-how to actually go in and clean someone's home in COVID-19.
Scary.
So we have, after putting together ACT program, it became evident that it's the best thing out there that people that are actually cleaning homes will never have a chance to participate in. It had to be face-to-face. It was a 2 full-day commitment, required travel, a lot of fees associated with it. You had to take a fee to take the class. You had to pay another fee to take the certification test. You had to pay fees on like an every other year basis to maintain your certification. It became evident that it had to be online. But and this was like 10 years ago, I guess. And just a lot of things happened over the last 10 years. And, you know, I guess Liz, you know, and Alonzo to some degree that, you know, I get out in front of a lot of things, but Janice is really the person behind the scenes that makes me work, you know, basically keeps me running. And she'd been working for years on rebuilding the what we started with the HCT to make it more streamlined, that would be most useful for the people that are literally cleaning the homes every day, with the idea of putting it online. And like a lot of projects, we've got a lot of projects that are like 70% done, but when COVID hit, it was like an opportunity to say, you know what, we're not cleaning homes at the minute anyway, and if we ever needed professional training, now's the time. Let's finish it. And you know, had a little support group going with Matt Ricketts and Joe Walsh, and Liz and I are working together daily on something anyway. And we all said, okay, if we all work together on this, we can crash this project and take everything that we've learned from the beginning and everything that we've collected and all the resources and do something that would be professional training for house cleaners that we could offer online. And we did it. We called it the PHC class, and many of you guys are familiar with that, have taken the course, or you know, have enrolled your employees in it. And shortly thereafter, I was having a discussion with Alonzo, and Alonzo, you chair the ARCSI council, and ARCSI recognized that it needed a certification program, and we just started talking. It's like, you know, I clean homes every day, and I've run this software business, and I really don't need to be in the training business anyway. And this is really something that the association should be doing anyway. And the association basically saw it as an opportunity to create an additional value for ARCSI members, and not just ARCSI members, to take another big step forward in professionalizing the industry for, again, all the stakeholders that we just discussed. So that kind of brings us here, that the class that we developed as PHC is now being recognized by ARCSI as a certification program.
Yes.
For you folks who have gone to school.moderncleaning.com, that's the portal that Modern Cleaning has for, the PHC program that you have signed up for those you had, that's been rebranded. If you go to, I'll just show you. I'm not showing you anything, am I?
Nope. Well, you're showing us Alonzo, and we do like to look at him, so that works.
Thank you. I agree with you.
I know.
Okay, I've got that right now. I'm going to type school.moderncleaning.com and watch what happens. It redirects to arcsilearning.issa.com.
And Tom, that will actually be arcsilearning.com soon. It
will be. We got a little bit of work to do before we get there. But today, if you want to get to the e-learning platform, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can go to school.moderncleaning.com, and it'll still redirect there for all you people who've already purchased and enrolled in classes. You can also go to arcsilearning.issa.com, and that works today. arcsilearning.com and arcsilearning.org will be working in another week or so, maybe another day or so. I don't know. We're close to getting that changed over, just getting us more ways to get to the learning portal. And there's also information about this now on arcsi.org landing page. There's a link there where you can get to it as well. So no shortage of ways of getting here. You can click on the classes, and we have 2 classes that we're offering through the portal. The PHC program, that's the official certification program for cleaning professionals recognized by ARCSI. The COVID class, actually, we're in the process of rewriting some parts of that to fit within the GBAC framework. And I don't know, I'm guessing we're maybe a week out from launching that. And, it's some tweaks, but it's essentially the same program that's been out there. And that class will be officially recognized course by GBAC. So the work that we've already put here is being backed and endorsed by ARCSI, just creating more value for the industry.
Tom, you might want to explain to them who GBAC is, just for some people that may not know, which that is the Global Biorisk Advisory Council, which is responsible for programs throughout the country right now that's getting a lot of press coverage. And they're on the news from CNN to I've seen them on TV, and they have done work with Hyatt hotels, the airlines, as well as even the Miami Dolphins Stadium. So they've been in the news a lot, and they are getting a lot of recognition.
Is there a link on the website that gets me to GBAC?
There was.
Yeah, there. Yeah, they have their own landing page. I just know it's gbag.issa.com.
These are the guys, if you remember, in shows past when we would talk about how to handle biohazard type cleaning and the whole Tyvek suits and the respirators and the types of training. And we gave you a couple of resources for that. GBAC is one of those. Probably the most authoritative voice out there in terms of how to, everything from dealing with, crime scene cleanup to meth labs to any type of pathogens. When there's an Ebola outbreak somewhere in the world, GBAC sends people there to help figure out how to contain it and clean up after it. Anyway, having their backing on our COVID course gives it a higher degree of credibility, just like having ISSA endorsing the PHC class as a certification program creates more value for the people who take it and for the businesses who have cleaning technicians who have taken it. And we're in the process of putting together programs that are going to be doing public relations to make that class more, or that certification more widely known, in the community and the marketplace, with the idea of making it more, eventually getting in front of consumers. And ISSA has a ton of resources, a ton of relationships with a lot of large corporations. I mean, there's a ton of opportunity to create synergies through this certification program that would be able to create value for our industry and the people that work in it.
This is a huge opportunity, Tom, because one, it's just from the simple fact is, as this gets into the residential consumer, and they're going to be looking to actually have someone that is PHC certified to actually come in and to clean their home. And also, this will be something that you could put onto your websites, something you could put on your vehicles as well. But this is a true game changer for our industry as well as the members of the association.
If you notice, some of the things on the site have changed, like the price for the programs have changed. Those are non-ARCSI member prices. ARCSI members get a 30% discount off of any purchase, and there's a discount code that we have for that.
It's ARCSI 30.
Is it?
Yes, but I think you got to go to the cart and then you can actually enter in the code. So when you do view cart, I think that's when it gives you the option to actually add the code.
Right. And this is a soft launch. On the technical side, there's a lot more that we need to do. But over the weeks ahead, we're going to be dialing that in too. But for everybody who's already purchased courses and still have seats, your logins are still good. You can still access the programs. The certificates are going to be updated to reflect the ARCSI or the GBAC affiliation, and the certification course is going to have a different certificate with it to make it, to recognize it as a formal certification course. And if you've already taken the course, I mean, you still have the ability to log in, and once we get the new certs up, you can download your new cert. You're grandfathered in for that, for the classes that you've purchased and haven't used. You can use those and still go.
Tom, I've heard you mention that it is going to be ARCSI certification. I've also heard ISSA certification. Is there a distinction there? Are they just both the same?
ARCSI is a division of ISSA. Is that the formal term that they use?
That's the correct name. If you see our logo, it says ARCSI, a division of ISSA.
So, it's all under the umbrella of ISSA. The actual certification itself, I'm sure will probably have some branding on it that recognizes both ARCSI and ISSA. If you notice, the ARCSI logo says a division of ISSA. I haven't seen the final certification certificate, but I suspect it'll have wording that looks like that.
I'm sure it will. But as far as when you go into the portal, it will just say ARCSI Learning.
Okay. Tom, looks like you're getting a little bit of feedback from Leslie. The support email for Modern Cleaning Training course is non-functioning.
Okay.
Thanks, Leslie.
Yeah.
I'll make a note.
You caught that.
Tom really loves to test us, Leslie.
What is that email? It's help@moderncleaning.com.
No clue.
I think at this point, Leslie, what you want to do for support is go to ARCSI@ISSA.com. And that might change, but the plan at the moment is you need to ask a question. You go to ARCSI@ISSA.com, and they're going to take it. And if they need help, they'll hand it off to whomever. because they changed the domain name to ISSA. But we need to add that to the website to make that clear. One of the things that I see in the store that's not hooked up is the bulk discounting, and I'm not sure exactly what's going to be happening with that, but I'm pretty confident that there'll be bulk pricing discounts here as well, above and beyond the just the 30% off for ARCSI members. Is it
wanted to get their entire staff certified?
Right. The way we were doing it before, depending upon how many, you could buy blocks of seats and get additional discounts. Because if you want to get 50 seats, I think it was like you're getting 50% off if you got 50 or more seats, but you were buying 50 seats.
Right.
And the idea is you buy 50 seats, and as you hire new people, you can just enroll them over the course of the year, however long you want to use them. Yes, thank you, Aaron, to the rescue. We will have bulk pricing available. That's important. We want to make this accessible. We want to make this affordable. We want to make it really easy for every cleaning business owner to train all their technicians through this program. Because the program itself, maybe we need to talk about that a little bit. It's not prescriptive. The actual, we haven't gone through this in a while. Actually,
thanks for sticking with it, Leslie. I appreciate that. You know, I'm sure that moving forward, it's going to get better and better. That's another benefit of having the having ISSA backing this program and, you know, certifying it.
Right. It's an e-learning platform, and all e-learning platforms have their nuances. And, you know, after you play with it for a bit, you know, it becomes more intuitive. But when you're starting out, there is a little bit of a learning curve there for sure. There's 7 classes in the program. Each class can take an hour. Some of them are a little bit more than an hour to take. There's multiple modules in a class. One class just talks about the whole idea of professionalism and the role of, you know, what this program is and means to you know, professional cleaners within the industry and why it's important. We have a class on safety that has various modules, a class on health, which kind of gets into, you know, some of the science of cleaning. We get into the chemistry and physics parts of it. And all of this is kind of non-prescriptive. It doesn't matter if you do teams, if you do solos, what type of cleaning products you use, cars, no cars, aprons. It really doesn't matter about all of that. These are kind of the general principles that cover the industry. If you're cleaning homes professionally in the house cleaning industry, you're the person doing it, you would be able to do a better job. You'd be safer. You'd be creating more value. You'd be making more money for yourself or the company you work for, knowing the information that is in this class. This program, rather, each class has a quiz at the end. We call them knowledge checks. And once you get through all 7 classes, there's a final exam, and you get a certification at the end.
That's the great part about it, Tom. And that was something that actually, you know, appealed to me and jumped out, is because of the convenience. You can take it anywhere at any time, and it's on demand. And after you're done with that module, you can take the test for those modules that you just viewed at that point. So the convenience factor is just unbelievable.
Okay. See, yeah, it is. And that's the whole point. You know, we want to, everybody talks about training and everybody aspires to do training, and anybody that's done this, for a while and wants to build, scale a business and be professional, training is an important part of it. And, I know personally, and I know a lot of other people as well, invest a lot of time trying to get the mechanics and the people and everything together to do comprehensive training. And then, the whirlwind of your business happens, and boom, next thing you know, you're short 3 people, and you got everything just kind of breaks apart, and you're just scrambling to get homes clean. And a month goes by, and at that point, somebody looks up and goes, "Hey, what happened to our training program?" This kind of makes all that go away because you're not using internal resources to do it. You just sign your people up, and they're kind of on their own. And if they got time between homes or at the end of the day or in the morning, and you can do it on your phone, and it's self-paced and it's self-driven.
This was one of the #1 things that were brought up as we actually surveyed the membership of what they were actually interested in. The education committee actually sent out a form, and we were like, "What do you want? What is it that the ARCSI members want?" And they wanted more training. Training is an issue. Training is why you're losing people, what the retention issues are, and what separates you. It's training.
Mm-hmm. Karina's asking a question: do we have to renew the certification yearly? I don't know if that's specifically been addressed or not. I know the vision for the e-learning platform is to add more material, and we want more, subject matter experts from within the industry to help, develop material for the platform. ARCSI is going to be leveraging, ISSA is going to be leveraging its resources to develop more material for business owners, for support staff, as well as for cleaning technicians. So I know that, part of being professional is continuous education. So I'm not sure if it's clearly defined yet what ongoing requirements might be necessary in order to maintain, if any, for the PHC certification. But I know that, this isn't the end of the education journey. This is just, the beginning of where the vision is and where it's going. See a question, Leslie, specifically the help at moderncleaning.com, that is kind of being passed off to ISSA. If you need help moving forward, I would send an email to ARCSI at issa.com, and they'll be doing it. And we'll be updating the e-learning platform in the next couple of days to make that a little more explicit. Aaron's got some information here. We envision renewing every 2 years. That hasn't been decided. What the steps are to renew. It might be simple as some type of continuing ed credits. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that they could go about it. But the idea is it's going to be accessible, and it's going to be affordable. It's going to be easy. It's not going to require travel. It's not going to require a big investment in it. Be through an e-learning platform, so it'll be self-paced.
I know a lot of people are planning on using this as a way to promote people. So you graduate out of training, and one of the requirements to graduate out of training is going to be to, take this test. I know at least a couple of companies that are planning on using it as the way that you will promote into the next level. So yes, you're now a basic cleaner and you know how to clean some basic stuff, but now we're going to teach you how to really be a professional. So I can really see how it's going to have a big impact across a wide range of people and for a lot of different uses. It doesn't have to have just one use. There isn't just going to be one type of person or one time frame that people should take it. I mean, a lot of different applications for this.
Well, it's found in so many industries, and it's just taken a while for us to get to this point. But this is something that has been in many industries for, like you said, for evaluating employees, for just marketing service, motivating employees, or even just enhancing the skill or knowledge. So, I mean, this is the turning point for any business that is looking for ways that they can actually make their company more attractive for anyone that's looking to be a part of it.
Yeah. Korea's pointing out that one day, to be in Spanish one day. I'm sure it will be, hopefully sooner than later. I don't know exactly what the plans are, but that's we want to make this as accessible to as many people as possible. So that would be a logical step in the progression.
Oh, Leslie's saying that all of her employees have to complete the training before they can graduate out of training.
Love it.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
And just think about it, just at the price point to be able to take this, and also looking at the goal of numbers of how many people we really want to take this. And we're looking at a number of 10,000 or more people to actually take this. And how much more will we make this industry? How better will it be with more people that are properly trained, that's not going out and giving this industry a bad name or a bad reputation?
And I keep hearing that 10,000 number, but really my vision is that anybody that cleans for a living takes this course.
That's
Every single person. If you're going to clean for a living, this needs to be the first step, period. For everybody. I don't care if you are a solo. I don't care if you're an independent contractor. I don't care about any of the stuff other than if you're cleaning for a living, you're cleaning professionally, then you need to take this course. To me, that's the only way that we really make the inroads that we need to make. Everybody needs to understand that this is the basics, the very, very basics.
Right. Okay. Look at what Leslie's saying. They feel proud when they're certified.
Yeah, of course.
We talk about that in the beginning of the program, that most people who start working in the house cleaning industry don't really look at it as a profession or look at it as a career. They need a job. Okay. It's a job. This program is a step of helping people get beyond it's just a job and understand the why behind what they're doing, what we do as an industry, and the value they're creating, and how to create more value by being more informed and being more skilled. And that's how any industry gets from just being a job and becomes a profession. The better you get at something, the more you look at it as a craft and a profession rather than just a gig or just a job. And this is setting the stage to make that happen. And being proud of what you do is certainly a big part of it. And the people who complete this course and have this type of training look at what they do completely differently. They see it as something a lot more than just a job.
That's right. It's standardized and it's structured training. And that's what we're seeing, these companies that are anywhere, from, $250,000 to $500,000 they're struggling with. What is the way that I can have standardized training in my company that's structured? So when I get a new hire in, where do I plug them in at? Plug them right into this training.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? She just brought up something that was important, and this is what we actually discuss as a council, which is why you don't want to buy one license and have all your employees use it. And that's what one of the council members like. Well, maybe I get some of my people will go through it. Why not all your people? Why would you do some?
Well, if you think about what it costs to recruit, interview, hire, onboard a technician, and this turnover that naturally can happen within this industry. I mean, there's a lot of turnover, right? This is a big step in lowering that turnover rate and investing in giving an individual person that feeling of accomplishment of, hey, I'm a professional. And for a lot of people we hire in this industry, this is, one of the biggest achievements maybe they've ever had, professionally or academically. And it can be a big deal, and to rob them of that by, diminishing the value and just saying, well, all kind of jump on this together. You can get the gist of it, and that's good enough. You're, whatever it is that you think that you're saving from a training standpoint, you're losing, 100 times over in terms of the cost savings and performance you can get out of that individual and what that means to your business and your clients.
Well, you look at it like you say, okay, $149. Liz, Tom, how many times have we spent triple or more than that to replace something that was damaged because our people were not properly trained, or they didn't know exactly what to use on that surface?
Absolutely. More than I have fingers on my hands, that's for darn sure.
I just go back to the one incident where it was just something that wasn't supposed to be used on marble that was used, and you had to go through and refinish the whole entire island, which was a big slab of marble that cost over $1,000. One incident. That's all it takes. One incident.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, you've got damage, you've got, improved productivity, you've got the whole safety component of it, Well,
and actually, it's not $149, right? It's $100 for members, right? Isn't it 30% off?
That's right.
It's 30% off. And that's before you get to the bulk discounts. And if you're buying them in bulk, it's a material amount less than that.
Yes, I mean, it's such a nominal fee in my mind. Like, if you're buying them breakfast, stop buying breakfast and instead train them. I promise you're going to get more value from the training than you are from the breakfast. I promise you.
That's right. Invest in me. Invest in me. Train me. Have me learn something that can make me a better professional. And that's what people don't understand. You're investing into, so it's 105 for that. Okay. But again, when people come to work for you, you just don't look at people as being a cleaner. You got to add something to them. They got to go through training by growth, by development, and you got to really invest something into these people, And I think investing into training and helping them feel comfortable and better about what they're doing, that's a huge payoff.
I love what Leslie does. Leslie, I'm totally doing this. Snagged it. Thank you. This is a great idea. She gives them their company shirt at the same time that after they complete this, because that's when they actually become professionals. Before then, they're in training. That's mine. Thank you. Golden.
Love it.
Yep, it's golden. Doing the same thing.
If you think about the cost part of it, though, think about what your loaded hourly rate is for a new cleaning technician. And I mean, training is cheap. Training is an incredible investment when you put it in the context of reducing turnover and getting more production with less accidents and less breakage out of your staff. I mean, it's human nature when you're trying to manage costs in your business to figure out where you can get a better deal on window cleaner, or save a buck on a copy paper. But your cost is all in one place. It's all in your payroll. It's all in your people. And if you can invest in making your people better, making your people more committed, making your people proud about what they're doing, and looking at it as a profession rather than just a job that somebody else doesn't want to do, and increasing their performance where they're working smarter and not harder, and not breaking stuff or not getting hurt. You roll all that up, you're going to be making more money in your business by properly training your people, hands down. I mean, it's just the way it works. And that's how professional industries become professional. If you look at, pick your flavor in terms of other home services, electricians and HVAC people and stuff like that, they get higher bill rates, they get more gross profit, but that doesn't happen by accident. You just don't show up and here's a toolbox, go in there, replace that breaker panel. These people need training, right? So it's the same deal here. It's a different type of work. And yeah, people can be smart enough to maybe push a vacuum cleaner without formal training, but the real delta in performance and buy-in and belief of what you're doing is important isn't there. And that all represents a big, a lot of the problems that we have in our business. We spend so much time looking for the right people. And the truth of the matter is a lot of times we already have the right people. We just haven't made the investment in them where they can become the right person they have the capability of becoming. We just say, well, that's not working with them. We're going to, go look somewhere else, get rid of them, or wait till they get, upset and quit.
That's right.
And we never gave them an opportunity to be successful. And that's the difference between building a large successful business versus, hating it when your alarm clock goes off every day because you just don't know what mess you're going to be dealing with when you get to work that morning.
Oh, you're right, Tom, because that's where everybody that you meet, you talk to, they're talking about people. And people are the greatest asset. That's our greatest asset in this business is people. But let's think about this for a second. We go into the homes of our customers, right? We go into the homes and we're taking care of all these surfaces, all this furnishing, all these different integral faucets or anything that they have. Then you have people that come into the home that are carpet cleaners. And you're looking for someone that is certified that's going to clean the carpets. Or are you looking for someone that's certified that's actually going to be cleaning your other surfaces? Because when you look for carpet cleaners, you want someone that is a certified carpet cleaner. You don't want the average Joe just coming in and he's going to clean your Orientals or he's going to clean your nylon or your polyester carpets. You're looking for someone that went through the proper training, that knows the proper temperatures to use and the proper knowledge and know-how to take care of something as expensive as your Oriental rugs. So why would you be looking for someone to come in and take care of those surfaces that is not someone that's certified, that has a certified cleaning professional in your home?
I think you make a really good point here. That you can actually, when you're recruiting people, you can create more value in the eyes of candidates by explaining that we're going to train you and you will be recognized with a professional certification by the industry's trade organization by the time you're through with your training. There's a lot of other quote unquote jobs out there that don't give you anything. It's like, here's your apron, get out there and figure it out.
And not that I really want to be telling everybody this, but when you get the certification from ISSA and ARCSI, you actually are more valuable to the industry now. It's like, realistically, you should be able to go with your certificate and get a job before any other applicant. So I realize that it's going to take a little bit of time for the industry to catch up, all of the people to catch up with what the industry is doing. But that's not far behind, y'all. That's what's happening. People are going to come to us with certificates of completion, and they're already going to know the real stuff. Like right now, when people tell us that they're trained, how many of you guys are like, I don't really want to hire somebody that's been trained from Miss Mary Jo's cleaning down the street. That's just not good. She really doesn't know anything, but she thinks she does. Just imagine if everybody that applied to your company came to you with this training. Oh, well, I'm so happy, right? Because that really does, that's a game changer. They really do know what they're doing. They really, of course, they're still going to have to learn that you use Buckeye products instead of P&G or vice versa, but that you can teach them that part in 2 days. Then all of a sudden it's easy because they understand how cleaning works. I think it's awesome.
What about these other programs that's creeping up that's saying they're certified
I'm so glad you brought that up.
I've been seeing these popping up, and I think when we look at this and we say, what's backing those certifications? And when you look at what's backing the certification, again, ARCSI, which is a division of ISSA, and you're looking at, again, when you look at the COVID training that's being backed by GBAC, this is professional organization that's been around for many, many years, proven, tested, and tried, that's backing these certifications. Anyone could decide they're going to create a certification and say, okay, I'm endorsing it. But who are you that's endorsing these programs?
And ISSA is a large professional organization that's getting behind this in a big way. They're working on programs to help promote and get public, get PR, and make this meaningful within the industry, make this meaningful in the eyes of consumers. I've been associated with ARCSI before ARCSI was ARCSI, and as we start out with the discussion, and this is a big step in the evolution in terms of the commitment that ISSA is putting behind this program in ARCSI to take everything that we've been doing to professionalize the industry over years to another level. And this PHC program is a cornerstone of that. And, it's an exciting time. And there's a ton of work to be done within our business, within the industry, for training and helping, educate, the industry and consumers in terms of what professionalism is and why it's important to all the stakeholders. This is a really big deal. And you'll be seeing more and more about this in the days and weeks ahead.
There's one more thing I really wanted to point out. I know that there are a ton of people on this call and are on this Facebook Live, and it looks like all the people that are on the Facebook Live right now are all like of the same mindset. So I'm not necessarily speaking to you guys, obviously, but anybody that is to watch this Facebook Live, this is not something that is going to happen without us. Yes. We have to start this. We have to adopt it. We have to be able to see it for what it is and begin to push this out. There are early adopters that make the difference. Without the early adopters, nothing happens. And that's you guys, that's us, that's me, that's all of the people that are already operating as professional cleaning companies. This is the next step that we need to push as the professionals to get it out there to the wider audience so that everybody is able to see it. If we just sit back and go, yeah, that's cool. Good. I can't wait until that all happens. You're not doing your job, folks. We have to make it happen.
You're so right, Liz. And the one thing that always, comes about is that, okay, Alonzo, why are you back in the position of the chair? It's not about me being in it for what I can get out of it, and it's never been what I could get out of it. It's for what we can create and elevate together. And if anyone's looking to join ARCSI and be a part of ARCSI, and you're solely looking at it as what can you do for me, that's the wrong mindset. It's what can we do for the industry? What can we do to elevate it, to promote it, to push it out into the masses that understand what we are about as an industry as a whole.
I've been watching this for a long time. I guess for the last 20 some odd years, most of my waking hours have been spent doing something within the house cleaning industry. And this is one of the biggest win-wins I think that we've ever been able to create for ourselves as cleaning businesses, for the people that work for us and for the people that we service, that through this type of training, making this type of investment, we're creating value for everybody that has a stake in the businesses that we run and the work that we do. There's no way to lose on this. If you buy into the program, if you make this a cornerstone of your business in terms of making sure that everybody that's cleaning homes for you has this training, has this certification, we're creating something. It's synergy. It's bigger than the parts. It's going to help our individual businesses. It's going to help the people that are working for us. It's going to reduce the turnover, the safety, the productivity, all of that's real. But it's even bigger than that. We're changing how the world sees cleaning and the value that we create. And this is a big step in the process. And Liz is right. We all, if we don't do it, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, no excuses now. It's there. It's easy. It's convenient. It's there. The platform is there. Either do it or you don't. You're either in the game or you're watching the game, right? Yeah. Or you don't even know the game's being played.
And it's true but you made such a great point right there that I just want to hammer one more time. Like when we all heard about the original program, right? The HCT program, right? It was a great program. Nobody's denying that it was a great program, but it just couldn't work the way we needed it to work. It was too expensive. It was too onerous. It took all that travel. How are you really supposed to get your 45 team members to go to Columbus, Ohio and take this course? I mean, it just wasn't doable. But really, what's the holdup now? There is literally nothing holding anybody back right now. Nothing.
No, not at all. This is it. Again, with HCT, it just wasn't ready for the 20th century. This is for the 20th century. And again, like Tom said, you can take this anywhere at any hour point. Jump in, let's get going. Let's make it happen. Yeah. You can get somebody up and running and ready with the proper training. You know how long it takes to try to get this information together? Where we try to piece all these pieces together, and you're asking somebody in your office, where's that document again? Where did we save the information again? You're trying to find it. It's all there right now for you. So
yeah,
this is totally.
Did they take it? Did they take the test? Does anybody know where is it? Can you show me where their quiz is? What they score?
That's right.
Oh my gosh! Right?
What do you mean the copy machine's not working today? What am I going to do?
Look, they lost it. Their dog ate it. There's coffee on it. What? Okay. Oh my gosh!
Well, we're at the top of the hour, and we're just at the beginning of this discussion. There'll be a lot more information coming out from ARCSI. This is kind of a sneak preview for Smart Business Move. Participants appreciate the commitment that so many people have already made in terms of signing up and helping with the project, with PHC getting it to this point. We've just supersized it. We've just created a lot more value for that investment of time and money in the project. And
I love the way you keep tying us to McDonald's and then Grant Cardone. So first we're supersizing it, then we're 10xing it.
Yeah. We'll be here tomorrow. We're going to be doing on the spot. Do you have a hint?
A hint
for us today?
So this hint is going to be so obvious. If y'all don't get this hint, nobody asked about Molly's haircut. See,
you got a haircut today, guys. Look at this. I don't have
naked
dog anymore.
Poor little Molly's naked today. Yeah, she didn't look like a puppy. Oh, I know Leslie's going to be like, okay, so you ready? Here is the hint for tomorrow. If y'all can't get this, you just don't know this person. She has the #1 selling quality management software in our industry. Anybody have an idea there? All right.
Yeah, no idea.
That's great.
So I think we'll see y'all tomorrow. And remember, bring your questions about, what was the topic exactly, Tom? Do you remember? Are you able to pull it up?
Developing wonderful employees.
Developing wonderful employees. So if you want to ask any questions about how to develop your wonderful employees, or how to take your employees from this level to this level, 10x, supersize them, then bring those questions tomorrow. Yeah, I know it's a dead giveaway. I was trying. Everybody's laughing, teasing me. Y'all, I want you guys are giving me grief saying that my clues were too hard. There you go. You asked for it, you got it.
Okay, guys, take care. We'll see you tomorrow at 5. Thanks you, Alonzo. This was awesome.
I just really keyed in on that. I'm like, there's a bunch of dogs there. That's what it is.